Okay, so we got a center point, and then, like I said, I do my first two layers at the same time, and I start right around this center point with the rose. And I just kind of do a little bit of a squiggly, a little bit off, because my next line is going to be out here. And the rose, I pulled a lot of my mom's roses apart. But it goes 2, 3, 5 from what I could figure. And it's the same as if you took a celery stalk and cut it and looked at the, like an inch above the, and looked at that pattern, you would see the 2, 3, 5, and 5 the rest of the way out if the celery continued to. So I start out with 2, and the next layer, like I said, will be the second layer, but I put it on at the same time, will be 3. So then, once I get those in, I want to get them embedded into the glass. Then I, go through the 3 C's. I get it to concave, get the pattern to condense, then I compress it. And what it's going to do is, like I said, it condenses this pattern, so it creates more space for your other layers. So once this condenses a little bit, I compress it, then I'll do my 3rd layer. And I always try to cover these seams. And I never want like petals to always, because then you get too much negative space all the way through. So whenever I'm doing my petals, especially on the rose, I'm always trying to cover that seam a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And sometimes, I guess not sometimes, I always try to overlap these a little bit, not a lot, but it just kind of closes it a little bit. So if you overlap these a little bit, allows you to draw them a little bit longer. So 3rd layer, go through the 3 C's, condense that pattern, compress, get it to concave, compress it, and then do another layer. And again, I'm covering these seams. Oops. Go through the 3 C's again, and at this point I'm starting to take notice of what the flower's doing. It starts to come up, and if it starts to lay over, you're compressing a little bit too much and it's starting to, you see your first few layers start to fold over, then you might want to stop because it's only going to get worse. So at some point I'm going to stop doing these layers when I see the flower doing what it does on the inside, and then I'll start to do my leaves. But you have to make that judgment call, and like I said, it will change as you get better and better because the glass moves quicker. Once you get kind of used to what you're doing, the technique is very dynamic. So the better you get at it, the more things you're going to have to start to change. They don't stay the same. It's like, oh, I was doing that. Why is it doing it different? It's because you got better at doing something, and it's changing on you. So again, you make that judgment call. And then I put in the leaves, and there are 5 leaves. I go right in each of the gaps. Oops. And they're kind of V-shaped or kind of lazy U-shaped. And then what I do with these is I tool them. And what I do is with a spatula, like a stainless steel spatula, dental tool. It's got the flat tip on it. I will go and I'll crease these lines, usually 1 right at the apex, and then 2 on either side. So I'm just creasing, getting it hot and then creasing that line with that spatula. And that gives the leaf kind of that serrated look. And then once I get all the lines creased, I'll go back in and push the middle with the pick, just to get it a little bit higher and a little bit more of a point to it. And once I get that all down to a termination point, I clean it all up, and then I put the stem on, but you won't see that. And some of it will make a little bit more sense once you